of nowhere, Poppy became the 6th best win rate support according to op.gg. So I needed to know, I needed to strike while the iron was hot. It was a long time ago that I tried Poppy support, and back then I thought it wasn't good, so I wanted to know what had changed. Now let's take a look and see if she's really the new hotness. But regardless, I can still see the appeal of why people are picking her as support. She has great base damage, very tanky, can completely remove an enemy from a fight with her ult, great CC and displacement, and come on, look how adorable she is. But that comes with some caveats. She does need a wall to be at her best, she can be kited out even with her W, and she does have very short range. Alright, if you haven't played Poppy before, let's take a look at those abilities. Poppy's passive is Captain America. Every so often, she'll be able to throw her shield to deal damage and apply on-hit effect. Then it will bounce off and you can pick it up and you gain a shield. If you do kill the target with your passive empowered attack, then it will Captain America back to you and you gain that shield immediately.
That thing does not obey the laws of physics at all.
Her Q is Hammer Slam. Poppy will slam her hammer down, dealing damage, and after a second, the secondary damage will come through. And that's really it. Poppy's W is the No Dash Police. Poppy will get a speed boost, she'll get an aura that no one can dash in, and if she stops an enemy from dashing, they'll be grounded for 2 seconds. Oh, and it does deal damage. Her E is the NFL linebacker. This will charge an enemy, tackling them back and dealing damage. If you tackle them into a wall, then this ability deals double damage and stuns the target. Her ult is the Objective Stealer 9000. Poppy will charge up her ult for 4 seconds. She will send any enemy flying back for a huge distance based on how long she charged her hit for. This ability is great for bursts if you just tap it because it'll just knock them up a little bit. You can completely remove someone from a fight, or you can knock away the enemy jungler from an objective for an easy steal. Now, generally Poppy is a jungler top, and because we're playing her support, her runes are going to change a bit. Aftershock to keep that tanky tackle, Demolish, honestly just because it feels good, Bone Plating for resistances, and Overgrowth for some scaling. Secondary tree, I like to take Hex Flax for easier engages, especially from brushes, and Biscuits for surviving poke. Now, these are my suggestions. Phase Rush works, I've done it before, but it does leave a bit to be desired for your tankiness. But you do you. For the items, I have tried a few. Even Shroud is nice because it's cheap, but it really just takes away a lot of the damage that you can do. I like to take Frostborn because the Sheen item is great on Poppy. Honestly, after that, just build tank items because you want to be the front line for your team anyway. Poppy does have some combos, but they're not really that complicated. Generally, the combo is E someone into a wall, Q, auto attack, auto attack. Your Q will get the secondary burst, and then you can add in your ult if you want for some extra CC in there. And that's really the standard combo. Now, if you don't have the angle for a stun tackle, you can get in close, ult them to knock them up and keep them in place, redirect Poppy so you can tackle them into a wall, then just do the same combo. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe, like the video so others can see it too, and comment if I missed anything, or just for the YouTube algorithm. And that's it, we did it! We're in the game, and we're gonna take this Pauldron and these mixed strengths so we can stay happy and healthy. Now from there, just use your passive to poke the enemy, and then execute minions with your normal auto attack. Sometimes it's a bit hard to time right, but just try and get the best you can. Now, something that is extremely important is you want to keep the lane brushes warded, or at least the one that you know the enemy's going to be in. If it is warded and you see the enemy in there, it gives you the opportunity to tackle them while they're in the brushes. Now, this will completely relegate the enemies to the middle of the lane, which is really what you want to do, is you want to control where the enemies can be. Now, if you're using these strategies and you go back first, honestly, I feel that Sheen is the best first purchase that you can make. It's a big power spike, and usually when you get back to lane, the enemy is not expecting the amount of burst it gives you. Tanking this early is fine, but Sheen is the best. Then from there, the strategy really doesn't change that much. Just tackle the enemy into the wall to kill enemy. And don't be afraid to flash to get those nice tackles. It will open up the opportunity for your Hex Flash shenanigans from the bushes. Now, I know that sometimes ADCs won't ward, but you do want to try and take advantage of their ward. Because you want to keep the lane brushes warded, you want to try and have your ADC ward the river as much as they can, so try and use your pings, just talk to them. Usually it's best to do that so that you know if you're going to be safe for ganks. It's just difficult, you know, 5 brushes, 2 wards. You just gotta be careful where you put them. And that's really all it takes. Just being in the lane relegates the enemy's movement. It's just getting too close to a wall means that they're gonna take a lot of damage or just die. For a lot of matchups, you can use your W to get into the engages faster, but if you are against an enemy engage support, then try and keep this in your back pocket to stop the enemy from dashing in any which way or form. From there, just get tackles, get kills, push lanes, take plates, and get towers. Now let's take a look at that mid-game. Now I know this might be shocking, but basically, you just want to keep everyone warded and be there for fights. Simple, clean. You're not going to be able to pick people off since your damage isn't as bursty as like any other champions could be, but if you do catch someone and you think your enemy has the opportunity to collapse on them, you can engage because the slows of your Iceborne plus all the CC that you have will give them the opportunity to get there to find that kill. When you do start getting into team fights, it's a good thing to keep your ult ready. You can easily dictate the way a fight goes just by knocking an enemy from the front line so you can kill their squishies, knock away their damage dealers for an easy fight, or if you're just on an objectives, you can knock away the enemy jungler, so it's not even a smite battle. Now, in these fights, if you don't really find an opportunity to engage, you just want to try and peel for your ADC. Your W stops anyone from dashing on top of them, your ult can knock them away to keep the ADC safe, and you can just tackle them away, even if it's not into a wall to stun them. Honestly, playing her felt unbelievable. I felt almost unbeatable in lane, regardless of how the game went out. And of the 5 tester games that I played, I only lost 1. You know why? Because Poppy, she was the hero the whole time. And we did it! We won the game. And if you enjoyed this video, check out another up-and-coming off-meta support. But this other one has 1,000% more swords for feet. Talk to you later!